A Winnipeg couple is calling on the city to take a hard look at how it accommodates people who have disabilities. They've spent months trying to secure a parking spot outside their home in the West End, but the city said it could take at least a year. CBC's Teghan Beaudette has more on a couple fighting to get back to normal.
This is where it gets tricky.
Mitch Krohn has spent the last 10 minutes struggling to help her husband Mitch get out of their car and into their West End home.
It's a lot easier in the summer. It's really slippery in the winter.
This is the new normal for the couple who've been together for more than a decade.
It's been about a year now fighting back to try and get back some functionality in my left side.
Last year, Mitch went to the hospital with chest pain. An MRI revealed an abscess on his spine and he was rushed to emergency surgery. While they were operating, he had a stroke.
Originally, when it happened, they said, "Oh, you'll be home by Christmas."
That was last year. Last Christmas.
That was last year in December.
The couple is preparing for Mitch to come home. But Mitch's wheelchair doesn't fit through their back entrance and street parking is scarce.
There have been times where we've had no parking anywhere, even remotely close by. So I actually have let Mitch out onto the street before and then tried to hoist him up onto the curb.
In August, they asked the city for a loading zone in front of their house and, if possible, to cut down the curb. The curb cut was a no-go, and Megan says they were offered limited weekday-only hours for a loading zone.
It seems to me that this is such a simple thing to help people have access to their homes, and I really think that it should be around more and more.
Now, months later, they still don't have a loading zone. And soon, they'll need the space not just for trips to and from the hospital, but for handy transit to take Mitch to work. This week, they went to Facebook out of frustration and found they weren't the only ones fighting to get access to their homes.
There's a lot of people who deal with this all the time, and I hear stories about people who just actually don't leave their house in the winter because it's just not accessible for them.
City officials say loading zones for people with disabilities can take up to a year to install, but no one's request will be denied. Teghan Beaudette, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Now, earlier today, I asked Teghan why it's been so difficult for this couple to get a space.
Well, I asked the city about that, and they say loading zones are generally limited to Monday to Friday during the day because they needed to balance the needs of the general public for on-street parking. And requests like these are usually looked at in the order the city gets them, meaning it could be a year for the city to review the request and install the signs. They say curb cuts aren't possible because they cause issues with snow clearing and safety for kids. A city official said children might think the curb cut is a sidewalk.
Since you contacted the city about this yesterday, there have actually been some changes. What happened?
Yeah, well, we talked to the Krohn City Councillor and the chair of the city's Access Advisory Committee, and in just a few hours, they told us they'd actually approved a 7-day-a-week loading zone for the couple that will go from 7 a.m. to 9 at night. They also told us it'll be installed in a few weeks. That's a far cry from the year wait the couple was given before they posted their Facebook video.
The Krohns must be very happy with this.
Yeah, I talked to Megan today and she says they're thrilled, but this is just one couple. There are many other people who need this accommodation.
Teghan Beaudette, thanks so much. The city says so far this year it has received 183 requests for new loading zones. Staff are not able to break down these requests, how many of them were related to accessibility.